Lux your way with the Lux Cravings boxes from Taco Bell. There's the classic $5 box, the indulgent $7 box, and a whole new obsession in the $9 box, the Flamin' Hot Grilled Cheese Burrito. Try the Lux Cravings boxes at Taco Bell today.
The biggest contest we've ever seen.
Seriously, what's the guarantee?
They're still talking about it.
I think it's time to put the rumors to rest.
Showtime!
$30 million.
$30 million?
$30 million?
$30 million?
That's $30 million guaranteed. 3 contests, multiple ways to win, no rate. Entry starting at $1,000. Enter in Nevada, play from anywhere.
Check out the all-new Blue and Orange store at the Boise State Hall of Fame. The Blue and Orange store has your best game day gear. We're talking jerseys, hats, bumper stickers, car flags, more than 4,000 hats on the hat wall. If you want the best Boise State gear, make sure you check out the Blue and Orange store online at theblueandorangestore.com or the all-new Blue and Orange store down at the Boise State Allen Noble Hall of Fame.
Sunny days call for Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea. Made with real iced tea and real vodka. Refreshing and goes down smooth. Let the good times cruise with Sun Cruiser.
How's your day going?
Going good. Thank you again.
When I want Boise State to win, I trust Coach Rice to lead the Broncos to victory.
And when I want the best painting and garage floor coating, I trust rowpaint.com to get that job done right.
Hey Bronco Nation, this is Shannon Keegren with Boise State Softball. Summer in Idaho is the best time of year. Rodeos, camping trips, and the hikes that end in views you'll never forget. At Lithia Ford of Boise, we're here to get you there. With a team known for incredible customer service, the best new and pre-owned inventory, and a commitment to making your experience easy, friendly, and fast. But here's the best part. Every purchase here helps support Boise State athletics through their NIL partnerships and athletic sponsorships. See you soon at Lithia Ford of Boise, where Ford begins in Idaho.
This is Bronco Nation News Live. The best interviews, the most informed opinions, the latest breaking news, all from the top Boise State insiders. Bronco Nation News Live is the only daily show that talks nothing but Boise State sports. And we do it with you. Give us your comments or questions in the ICCU YouTube chat. Or leave us a voicemail on the Signature Roofing voice inbox at speakpipe.com/BNN. BNN broadcasts come from the Sun Cruiser Studios. Sunny days call for Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea. Made with real iced tea and real vodka. It's refreshingly smooth and easy to drink. Crack open a Sun Cruiser and let the good times cruise. Bronco Nation News is presented by our title sponsor, Lithia Ford of Boise, and our major sponsors, Taco Bell, Idaho Central Credit Union, RoadPaint.com, and the Blue and Orange Store. At Lithia Ford of Boise, we're proud to stand with Boise State athletics. Through our NIL marketing partnerships, we're investing in the future of student athletes. Lithia Ford of Boise, here to get you there, wherever that may be. Lithia Ford of Boise, where Ford begins in Idaho. Broadcasting from the Sun Cruiser Studios, here's BJ Rains with another edition of Bronco Nation News Live.
What's up, Bronco Nation? Happy Wednesday, July 15th to you, 2026. This is another live edition of Bronco Nation News Live presented by our title sponsor, Lithia Ford of Boise. Get on out to Lithia Ford of Boise. Check out their great lot, new pre-owned vehicles at Lithia Ford of Boise. There would be no Bronco Nation news, folks, without Jim Sturk and company. And they got Spencer Danielson in one of their vehicles. They got Jeremiah Dickey in one of their vehicles. So please, folks, support the sponsors. Go check out Lithia Ford of Boise for that next new or pre-owned purchase. And we appreciate our title sponsor, Lithia Ford of Boise. We are in the Sun Cruiser studios. Pick up a Sun Cruiser and let the good times cruise. We do this each and every weekday, Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. And folks, we are inching ever so close to the start of fall camp. 3 weeks from today. 3 weeks from today, folks, and we will be out on the practice field watching the first practice of fall camp. We have almost made it, folks. We are so close. And I just cannot wait. Next week, next Wednesday, we will have the media day. So Boise State's putting on a local media day. They're going to have some coaches available, some players available. We're going to have a 3-hour live show. So make plans to join us at noon next Wednesday. The Pac-12 canceled media days. Well, Boise State said we're going to do something about that anyway. And kudos to Chris Coots and the whole crew over there at Boise State. They're going to welcome the local media down to Boise State for media day. So we'll have all the coordinators, Coach D, 4 or 5 players. It's going to be awesome. The BNN family is going to be down there popping on. It's going to be a 3-hour plus show live from the Blameyer Football Complex next Wednesday at noon, a week from today. So make plans now. Call off work, grab a couple Sun Cruisers, get some Taco Bell, and join us at noon next Wednesday for a special live edition of Bronco Nation News Live Media Day style down from Boise State. And again, 3 weeks from today is the first practice of fall camp. Cannot wait. It's going to be awesome. Billy kicks us off today as usual, watching from Minnesota. Can somebody beat Billy? That would be my quest or my challenge to all of you out there. Somehow, I don't know how he does it. If he just waits till I create the stream or what. But Billy is the first to pretty much every show with the YouTube chat there, the ICCU YouTube chat. Idaho Central Credit Union, ICCU.com. Check them out, folks. Branch pretty much on every corner, but the easiest, that mobile eBranch online banking right there in your smartphone. Idaho Central Credit Union, ICCU.com, our YouTube chat sponsor. And in the ICCU YouTube chat, we have Billy in Minnesota. We have Jeff Kloster watching from Omaha. We appreciate you, Jeff, as well. D-Ray, of course, in Florida. So we've got Florida, Nebraska, Minnesota already checking in. And Luis watching from Meridian Network. Appreciate you as well, Luis. We've got Jim is 1 mile from the blue. Robbie Robinson also watching from work this morning. So appreciate you guys. Emmett checking in. Always appreciate hearing where everybody is watching from. So let us know. Give us the shout outs. Juno Beach, Florida. The Stable is checking in from another Florida viewer as well. So always appreciate you guys. And thank you for watching these shows. Thank you for commenting on these shows. Thank you for liking and subscribing to YouTube here and telling your friends and interacting each and every day. Because if we came on here and talked to ourselves and there were no comments, no questions, it'd be a pretty boring, crappy show and would probably take like 15 minutes and then we would be done with it. So the more interaction you guys have, the better the shows end up being. And we appreciate all of you for that. We do have a good show planned for you today. We're going to talk about our countdown. We're on question number 13 of the questions and storylines facing the Boise State football team heading in to fall camp. We're down to number 13, and we're looking at some of the preseason expectations, preseason predictions for the Broncos, and specifically, can they exceed their preseason projections? In Spencer Danielson's first 2 years, they've exceeded preseason analytics once and fell short once. So we got the SP plus numbers from Bill Connolly, who we're trying to get on the show. We got some other sabermetric numbers and things we're going to look at with projecting where Boise State's record should be and things like that. And can the Broncos, how are we feeling? They're going to do better or worse than what the computers say about the Broncos this season. So we'll talk about that here in a minute. We also have a first-time guest coming on, Andrew Rich, the new softball coach at Boise State. It's going to join us around 9:30. He took over after Justin Schultz left to head to Arkansas. And 5 years at Idaho State, 3-time conference champs, got them to the NCAA tournament this year. And he was at Boise State previously. for a couple of years and then went to Idaho State, and he's back as the softball coach. So he was part of that group in 2019, 36 wins, the at-large bid to the NCAA tournament for the Broncos. They defeated Stanford twice in that regional and then fell to Florida, the number 5 national seed in the regional finals there in 2019. So he's been a part of the NCAA tournament here at Boise State as an assistant coach, and now he's going to try to get the softball program back to the NCAA tournament as a head coach. Andrew Rich, the softball coach, going to join us here in about 20 minutes or so. So appreciate that. I'm looking forward to that. So what else we got? You have a great event coming up in Las Vegas. Tell us more about what you're doing in Vegas. Do it for Circa. Thanks. Sure. We're hoping folks will come down. It's a little over a month away. Contest weekend. You can sign up for the Circa football contests. $30 million in guaranteed prizes. We've been telling folks about this. $20 million in their Survivor contest. $6 million for the millions. And again, it's $1,000 to get in. I know it seems a little pricey, but if you get a couple buddies together, split the cost, it's really not that bad. The Survivor contest, $20 million, winner take all. And again, you just pick one team to win that Sunday in the NFL or that week. One team, if they win, you move on to the next round, and then you can pick another team. You can only pick a team once. You cannot pick, the Chiefs every week or whatever. Once you pick them, you cannot pick them again. So there is some strategy there, but no point spread, no whatever. They just have to win the game. And if your team wins, you move on to the next round. $20 million in guaranteed money, but they have a cool weekend coming up in late August. It's actually week 0, the same weekend that UNLV is home against Memphis. You can come out and go to that game maybe. So a lot of cool things going on, but there's a free open bar pool party out at Stadium Swim. There's a free cocktail hour with the owner, Derek Stevens, and all the BNN crew. And you get, if you sign up for the contest, folks, listen to this, you get 2 free nights at the D, which is right there on Fremont Street next to Circa, or you can get 50% off at your room at Circa. So half off at Circa, which is basically buy one night, get one night free for 2 nights for the contest, or you can stay for free at the D if you sign up for the contest. So a free room, free pool party, free drinks, free time, and anybody that comes down and signs up, I usually take them out to a nice steak dinner at Barry's Steakhouse. It's a lot of fun. We had about 10 or 12 people that came last year. And so if you're interested, reach out to me, Rains@BroncoNationNews.com. And it is 100% legal. Tom Carroll, our proxy, he's an awesome dude. We'll get you signed up with Tom Carroll. And you go down there, you sign up with Tom. And then every week through kind of a Google Sheets form, you turn your picks in, and then Tom and his crew go into Circa and make the picks for you. It's called a proxy service. It's 100% legal. You just have to sign up in Las Vegas, but you can play from anywhere in the world during the season. So the contest weekend's a cool weekend to go down and sign up. We'll be doing our shows down there. Brad Bedell, Kent Riddle, crew's going to be down there having a lot of fun. So there'll be a radio row. So if you're just down there hanging out, you can come watch the podcast, come watch the shows. And as I said, we'll be there at the pool party, the cocktail hour. So I'd love to meet some of you, hang out with some of you guys in Las Vegas. And I think it would be a lot of fun. So again, that'll be coming up August 27th to 29th. That is week 0 of the college football season. If you're interested, reach out to me at Bronco Nation News and Rains@BroncoNationNews.com. Is Boise State just a farm school for Arkansas at this point? Talon Green, Chris Marshall, now Coach Schultz. Who's next? And we have they go to Arkansas because they get tired of winning. Funny there. So, Justin Schultz did go to Arkansas to be the associate head coach. A lot of reasons for that. I understand it. I get it. Probably more pay, probably more chance to get a Power 4 head coaching job at some point as an SEC associate head coach. And I think he was tired of losing a lot of his players to the transfer portal and having to rebuild a new roster at Boise State every year. So we'll talk to Andrew Rich at about 9:30 about that. Saw a clip of someone talking with Prater about not scheduling Oregon ever again after this season. That is good buddy, the producer there at KTIK at 95.3 FM, The Ticket. And you all know him. You love him, Greg Frank. And Greg did say on their show that there's no reason to play Oregon. Basically, his premise is you're likely not going to beat them. What's the point to start 0-1 and then have to go pretty much 11-0 to get into the playoff? I think you could argue with the expanded field. You still have a chance to lose one of those games. And I do think the Boise State motto is anytime, anywhere, put the ball down. So I don't know if I necessarily agree with them. It's a great opportunity. But when you're on the road, maybe try to get a neutral site game with some of those teams. Just going to Washington, to Oregon, is certainly not a, likely win this year. I mean, let's be honest. I know guys, I know you guys are all very excited and think it can happen, but I mean, let's be honest. Boise State's like a 3-touchdown underdog. I'm sorry, but they're likely not going to win this year. Now, does that mean you don't play the game? I don't think so. I think you still go play. I think it's fun. It's great anticipation. Shock the world, see what happens. But, and it's a great opportunity, and you're showing you're not afraid to play the big boys. But in the end, you're likely going to be, unfortunately, I'm just being honest, if you look at the percentages, you're likely going to be 0-1. And so then you are behind the 8 ball. You've got the Memphis game, which becomes a must-win at home, and then hopefully you're off and running. I from a small standpoint, I do see Greg's point because it just puts you in a little bit of a bind. And maybe you try to find another name Power 4 school that's not really as good, or you catch them in a good year, but it seems like whenever Boise State plays these Power 5 teams, they're always catching them when they're having one of their better years. Oklahoma State, for example, and Washington and Oregon. It just seems like with all these games they've scheduled, that those teams end up being a really, really good team. Adam says I'd rather maybe beat a Big 12 team versus getting blown out at Oregon. Lost to Oregon, still went to the CFP 2 years ago. Fact check. Yes, that is true. Not scheduling them would be dumb. Not who we are. I get it. But you're also scheduling to get into the CFP, and you have to be smart. All I'm saying is you have to be smart with your scheduling. And, if you go undefeated, you're probably in no matter who you play if you're a Boise State. So, I maybe you find just a couple of good group of fives or teams, or like I said, a Power 4 team that you can probably beat that looks good in name. But, again, I'm not saying I agree with Greg, but I at least kind of see his point from that perspective when there's 24 teams and for now, 12, 16, whatever it's going to be in the CFP. Starting 0, you don't have a lot of margin for error. You start 0-1, you pretty much have to win every game left on your schedule, or it's going to be tough to get into the playoff. And so I see the point, but that really has never been Boise State's motto. Anytime, anywhere, put the ball down, play them, see what happens. And more times than not, they've found ways to win those games. I just think this year it's certainly going to be tough when you're, 3 touchdown favorites on the road and you don't have an Ashton Genty. Sky says only one way to resolve this debate: Ball Talk episode on September 1st. Would love it. Hope we can make it happen. We'll see though. We are working on some programming things here. Let's see. If you want to be the best, you have to beat the best. Woo! A little Ric Flair there, right? Wasn't that his saying? Yeah, we'll see. They've got some upcoming power conference teams again, like a Houston, I think is a solid one because that's a game you can probably win. Cincinnati, I think's on there. That's a game you can, certainly probably win. So, I mean, those are the kind of teams I'm talking about maybe, but every once out of every 7 or 8 years, yeah, sure. I'm fine playing Oregon. I'm not sure you need to play them 2 out of every 3 years or a team of that caliber literally almost every year. So we'll see. I'd like the neutral site games to return, by the way. I mean, I went down to that Chick-fil-A kickoff in 2014. That was so much fun. I would love to see, Boise State, and I wasn't around for the one against, in FedEx Field, against Virginia Tech. I wasn't around for some of the previous ones, but those neutral site kind of opening season kickoffs, I think would be pretty cool. I mean, they were supposed to have the one in Jacksonville against Florida State. It obviously got moved to Florida State, and Boise State won. I think that was the last one, but I know Jeremiah Dickey is talking about, possibly playing overseas. I think that'd be pretty cool if that ever happened, internationally. Can you get a game up in Alaska on that blue turf? I mean, that'd be kind of cool. Can you play somewhere unique? I understand that. But I would like the neutral site opener. Get a game down in Vegas. That just makes too much sense. Get a good game against a good team down in Las Vegas Las Vegas should be hosting like 5 or 6 preseason kickoffs every year. I have no idea why there's a couple down there, but they should be hosting games on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, the first weekend of the season. So that's what I would like to see. Get a neutral site game against some of these schools. I'm just not sure if going on the road to Oregon 2 out of every 3 years makes a ton of sense. And I think that was part of Greg's point. And so I'm not going to totally rip him for that, but Boise State's never been afraid to play with anybody's. Neutral site with Vegas would be dope. Let's play Colorado in the Denver Broncos stadium there. If you can get a good opponent in a cool spot and two good teams and fill the place. I think that would be cool for me. I would be totally cool for that. But neutral sites are lame. I'd rather see Doak Walker than Jacksonville. Hey, I don't disagree with you because I went to Doak Walker and it was awesome, and I had a way better time getting to go see Tallahassee and Florida State's campus and everything down there. That was a lot of fun. So I'm not going to disagree with you on that. BYU in Vegas would be awesome. That'd be cool. Something like that is what I'm talking about. Certainly. And I'd like to see the BYU series return and a home and home there. And that's certainly a game that Boise State can win. I guess, I would just think bring a neutral site game back. Opening game of the season. There's all this talk about a lot of people saying make the bowl games the first game. You'd have to change some things with this new playoff and all this stuff. The kind of some people's thought is make the bowl game the first game. And I get it. You're not going to all the seniors, outgoing seniors don't get a bowl game at the end of the year. There's a lot of consequences with that. But the bigger picture is if you have that kind of neutral site first game, whether it's a quote unquote bowl game, whatever, in the first game, then that kind of sets up for the season. And I just like that better than the true road game at Oregon where you're a 3-touchdown underdog and more than likely probably aren't going to find a way to win that game. I hope I'm wrong. For Boise State fans out there, for my business, for our views on this show, hope I'm wrong and Boise State finds a way to shock the world and beat Oregon. I think Boise State's going to be a very good team, but that doesn't necessarily mean that, doesn't mean they're not a good team if they go up there and lose. I just think that's going to be really tough to go to Oregon. I think most of you, if you're being honest, you want to win. Let's shock the world. We can do this. But when you look at it on paper, you're probably not going to win that game. And I think that was Greg's point. When you're trying to get in the CFP as a group of 6 team, why take a game that's I don't want to say almost guaranteed loss, but a game that's going to be tough to win and then put yourself behind the 8 ball for the rest of the season. So I get it, but I do disagree a little bit. I think you don't want to, I wouldn't say never play them. I would just say maybe once every 5 or 6 years, not every, 2 out of every 3, which is what it ended up being right here. Exciting to look forward to a big Power 4 game as a fan. Not going to have the fan engagement. Looking forward to Utah Tech. No doubt. Totally agree. It's way more fun to say Oregon's the first game than say it's South Dakota. No doubt. And that's part of it. I get it. You want to have a big first game. Would like to have the first game be at home at some point. And we mentioned neutral site. That'd be nice too. But a lot of these seasons, they're having to go on the road, South Florida and all these places. Look at the number of road games they've played to open the season. And in a lot of cases, starting 0-1 because they're having to go on the road in the opener. I know Jeremiah Dickey was kind of inherited this schedule, which had a lot of flaws. But it would be nice at some point if they can get a better trend of opening the season at home. If you're going, to try to get off to a little bit of a good start there. So, I see both sides of it. I certainly do. But in terms of preseason expectations, some of the numbers, what are they saying about Boise State's offense, defense? What are the numbers saying? We'll talk about that here in just a second. But I do want to thank a couple of our great sponsors that make this show possible and free of charge for you to watch here on YouTube. And that starts with our friends over at Taco Bell. TacoBellWorks.com, the SON Management Group. We appreciate Taco Bell for their support of Bronco Nation News. Get on out to a Treasure Valley Taco Bell location today, and they just donated $1 million, folks, $1 million to Boise State Athletics. Return the favor. Get out to a Treasure Valley Taco Bell location today. And my wife's heading out of town to visit her dad for a few days, so I might be taking the boys to Taco Bell record number of times the next couple of days. So TacoBellWorks.com. And again, we appreciate the SON Management Group and the Nicolason family. The Blue and Orange Store online at theblueandorangestore.com. The blueandorangestore.com has all your officially licensed Boise State gear, whether it's bumper stickers, car flags, jerseys, caps, coaches, sideline apparel, you name it. You can get to the location there at the mall where they have 14,000 hats on the hat wall. You can get those customized jerseys in minutes there at the Allen Noble Hall of Fame location. And, of course, you can order anywhere in the world online at the Blue and Orange Store.com. Hey, if you're getting out to Roaring Springs this weekend, make sure you stop by Jackson's or Extra Mile by Jackson's. Save that $32 when you buy 2 Coca-Cola products from our friends at Jackson's. That's right. Save up to $32 when you buy 2 Coca-Cola products. They give you the voucher, $8 off. You can use it 4 times. Jackson's, Extra Mile by Jackson's. They also have the 99-cent fountain drink going during the soccer tournament right now. And again, the bigger fountain drink, 99 cents. Make sure you check that out. And I want to thank ICCU as well, Idaho Central Credit Union, ICCU.com. There's a branch pretty much on every corner, but the easiest is that mobile eBranch online banking right there in your smartphone. So easy to use. I've been an ICCU member for a couple of years now since they joined us as a sponsor, and I'm so glad I made the switch, but I'm also kind of ticked off. I didn't realize how great they were before. So many things that you just take for granted with your bank that you just deal with because you have, and then you get over to ICCU and realize, wow, I get that. Oh, I can do that. Oh, wow, okay. So Idaho Central Credit Union, now they're on board as a sponsor with Learfield, Bronco Sports Properties. They got some NIL deals as well. So return the favor, folks. Idaho Central Credit Union online, iccu.com. And again, just you'll be wondering why you didn't make the switch earlier when you switched to Idaho Central Credit Union. All right, comments are still flowing in here. And let's see. Reminder, BSU is a special teams tackle away from knocking off the Ducks at Austin Tuesday. I get it. I get that. I think the spread was less. I think Boise State obviously was a better, a very solid team that went to the CFP that year. I mean, that was a special Boise State team going into Autzen. I think the verdict's out on whether or not this is going to be a special team like that one was. We'll certainly see here. Not saying they can't win, just saying, I mean, let's be honest. When you're a 3-touchdown underdog, it's not, the odds are not in your favor. I'm just going to say that. So, all right, expectations for Boise State this season. Can they exceed them? Are they going to finish short? They're 1-1 in the Spencer Danielson era of coming up with expectations. FPI and SP Plus. Now, I'm not going to give all this away because you got to read it at BroncoNationNews.com. But our question today, number 13 on our countdown, you can go read it right now, BroncoNationNews.com. Will they exceed their expectations? FPI and SP Plus, two analytical groups there. Bill Connolly is the SP Plus. ESPN has the FPI, and they both agree. Boise State, best team in the Pac-12. They top both ratings. San Diego State comes in second in both ratings, but as Nathan points out, where the ratings disagree is the gap that exists. FPI is the Broncos as 2.6 points better than San Diego State with a 36% chance to win the Pac-12, while SP Plus has the Broncos as an 8.1 point better than the Aztecs and the largest favorite of any team to win their conference. I think we mentioned this last week, but Bill Connolly has Boise State as a bigger favorite over the rest of the field in their conference as any other conference, any other team in all of college football. Now, when it comes to the group of 6, FPI and SP Plus agree. Boise State, the top group of 6 team. No other group of 6 program starts higher in the FPI SP Plus ranking. UNLV checks in at number 2 in SP Plus in the group of 6. They're 4 points behind Boise State. Tulane checks in at number 2 in the FPI. That's 1.7 points behind Boise State. And the FPI gives Boise State the best chance of making the CFP out of the group of 6 at 11%. Now, the biggest disparity, Nathan points out, the two analytics is where Boise State ranks amongst the Power 4 programs. Boise State is 50th in FPI, but they're 39th in the SP Plus rankings. SP Plus values Boise State about 3 points per game better than FPI. So FPI views Boise State as a bottom half Power 4 program. SP Plus sees the Broncos closer to the middle of the pack in the Power 4. So neither view the Broncos, though, folks, as a team that's going to seriously challenge for a win in the CFP. SP Plus projects the Broncos as a 17-point underdog to an average college football playoff team, while FPI has it at 19 points. So the average team that's going to make the college football playoff, Boise State is a 17-plus point underdog going into the season, according to the numbers. Now, the numbers aren't perfect. As Nathan points out, it kind of gives you a good ballpark, but they're outliers. In the past 2 seasons, Boise State has outperformed their preseason SP Plus by 2.2 points in 24, and they underperformed by almost 7 points last season. And I noted that was large part due to the injuries to Maddox Madsen there that caused some things to change. But the numbers aren't perfect. And if you go up or down, there's a lot that can change when it comes to a lot of those rankings and things. But, with that said, I still think, you'll take it right now. Boise State, the top group of 6 team in the rankings, in both of the main statistical analytical rankings, you will 100% take that in both rankings that they're near the top. And so I guess what I would say to you guys is, what are the expectations this year? Is anything less than a CFP a disappointment? I mean, if they win the Pac-12 but don't make the CFP somehow, UNLV goes 11-1 or 12-1 and sneaks in ahead of them or something, or Tulane, like, if they don't make it to the CFP, is this season a failure? Is this season a disappointment? Is it CFP or bust? And is that now the Boise State, where they've reached at this point in their hierarchy, I guess, or their rise, that now a CFP bid is it better be the CFP or it's nothing else? I mean, is that kind of where we're at, or is 11-3 season with a Pac-12 championship and a bowl win good enough, but it doesn't make the CFP? Like, I'm curious where you guys are now on is CFP is obviously the goal every year, But if you don't get there every year, does that make the season a disappointment? I mean, have we reached that level at this point? Vlad says, yeah, anything less than a CFP is a failure. Obviously, the goal should be CFP. I know the goal should be CFP, but is the season a failure if you don't make it? I mean, what if you go, 13-2 or whatever it would be, 12-2, and somebody else goes undefeated? I mean, and you win the Pac-12 still? Does that still make the season a failure if you win the Pac-12 this year and go to a nice bowl game somewhere in San Diego? And I mean, there's different ways to look at it. Like for Boise State basketball, getting back to the NCAA tournament this year seems like that's the only way you could count this season as a success. Like they need to get back to the NCAA tournament on the basketball side. I don't think there's any doubt about that. Now on the football side, is that the same? Do they have to make it to the CFP for this season to be a success? Anything less than a CFP is a bust, and I don't see it with Madsen. I feel like it will be similar to last season with an extra win. All right, and that's going to be we already know it, folks. We already know what's going to happen. We already know, folks. We already know what's going to happen. They're probably going to lose to Oregon. Maddox Madsen's probably not going to play great, and we're probably going to have people on the chat asking for him to, be replaced by Cash Herrera for the home opener against Memphis. Like, you know it's coming, and I can't stop it or anything, but it is that we know that's coming. So the Maddox Madsen hate is what it is, and I can already project the post-game show against Oregon. We're going to be talking about the same thing. If BSU makes the CFP every year, they're going to leave the group of 6 out. I don't think that's the case, obviously, because they're going to have a guaranteed spot, certainly for the group of 5 and the group of 6 teams. So, or however you phrase it these days. But no, I think expectations should be the CFP, but I don't know if that makes the season a failure because you don't know who else they beat. I mean, if you beat Oregon and you have a great year but you don't make it because somebody else goes undefeated, does that make the season? And you win the Pac-12, does that makes your season a failure? I don't know. But we'll get back to that discussion next couple days. We'll get Johnny Ballgame's thoughts on that coming up. I do want to thank Lithia Ford of Boise. LithiaFordBoise.com, our title sponsor. Check them out. There would be no BNN without Lithia Ford of Boise. So looking for a new or pre-owned vehicle, folks, get on out to Lithia Ford of Boise and check them out, LithiaFordBoise.com. If you're watching the World Cup this afternoon, if you're going golfing this weekend, whatever you got going on, barbecuing, pick up a Sun Cruiser. Iced tea vodkas, lemonade vodkas, so many great flavors, folks. Pick up a Sun Cruiser. You will not be disappointed. Great beverage, low calories, low carbs, and they got them at your local Jackson's and Ridley's Family Market. Speaking of Ridley's, 13 locations in the state of Idaho. Check them out as well. Ridley's Family Markets, shop ridleys.com. Appreciate Ridley's for their support of Bronco Nation News. And again, I love that CUNA location. There's 13 in the state of Idaho, surrounding states as well. Local company, locally owned in Idaho. And if you're looking to head to the grocery store, I highly recommend visiting a Ridley's Family Markets. Rowpaint.com as well. All your painting needs. If you need interior, exterior painting, concrete coatings, they can help you out. Rowpaint.com. Check them out. Andy Rowe and Company at rowpaint.com. We appreciate them. And like I said, interior, exterior, those concrete coatings we had done twice on our old house. So best in the business, folks. Transform that ugly concrete slab in one day from our friends at rowpaint.com. Check them out. ROEpaint.com. All right, talking a little softball. We mentioned it earlier in the show, new era, but kind of the return of an era a little bit. Coach Rich was here before, helped as an assistant coach to some big things. Now he's back to lead the program. Nice enough to join us on the show. Andrew Rich, the new softball coach at Boise State. Coach, appreciate your time here on Bronco Nation News. Congrats. How we doing?
Hi, doing good. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on. It's exciting to be back in Boise and looking forward to getting to work.
Well, we appreciate you coming on, and I know you were here for a couple of years. You left, had a very successful 5-year run, and was reading some of the coverage in Pocatello when you left, and they were all really sad to see you leave, which kind of tells you all you need to know about what people over there thought of you and how nice of a hire this was for Boise State to get you back. I mean, just interesting journey for you. You were here. You left, now you're back. I mean, I don't know if that was always the goal or dream or something to come back here or just to be a head coach somewhere, but just the way it's all worked out that you're back here as the head coach. How did it all play out, and how do you feel? What's the feeling like being back?
Yeah, we loved our time there. Obviously, we had a great run from the fall of 2018 to the spring of 21. Learned a lot, made a lot of good friends, loved the area. I think that's the thing that we're most excited about is getting back to the area and being able to bring up my family back over there is awesome. Last time it was just me and my wife, and now we have our son, and so excited to be able to show him around and have all the things to do with him over there. It was always a place that we thought would be awesome to go back to. And a place that we thought that we would want to live and want to raise our family and be around. And obviously Justin did a lot of great things with the program and kept it rolling. And so now just excited to get back in there and continue to elevate the program and continue to take it to new heights and to build on what's been built by the by the 4 coaches that have come before me, which is exciting. And take a lot of the things that we learned. Obviously, this is my first time being a head coach these last 5 years at Idaho State, so learned a lot and made a lot of mistakes, did a lot of good things, and you learn as you go, and you're always trying to make it as good as you can make it every single year. And I thought we did a lot of that. We had great student athletes, great people. The community here in Pocatello was amazing. And so just thankful for everything that I learned, thankful for all the people I met, thankful for all the players that put in all the time and the effort over the last 5 years. And, now we're excited to continue building and to do it again, but in a place that's a little bit more familiar to us.
Yeah. Again, Andrew Rich, new softball coach at Boise State, joining us here on Bronco Nation News. How much easier does that make it that you're not going to some place that you'd never been to and you don't know, where the gas station is or anything or whatever? I mean, you obviously have had some interest the last couple of years where maybe you could have gone somewhere else and you waited for kind of the right fit. And the fact that it's a place where you did spend 3 years coaching. Now, I know it's a little different. They got lights now. They got a scoreboard. There's some different things. They've certainly upgraded some of the facilities, and now you're in the Pac-12. But just to be back and know the area, know the program, and know the varsity center, and know, you were part, as I said, of a team that won 36 games and went to the finals of the regional there in 2019. I mean, it can be done, and you can win big here at Boise State. To have that familiarity, how does that help kind of jumpstart things for you here?
Yeah, I think the familiarity was the biggest thing that kind of drew me back to it. Obviously, knowing the area is huge, and knowing, what you're getting yourself into is awesome. But the familiarity with the facility, the familiarity with the day-to-day kind of everything that goes into it, the day-to-day of who you're dealing with, that was really exciting when I did the interview process and got to talk to people, and it was talking to all familiar faces. And then the few times that I've been able to be back in the office and around, this summer mixed in with all the recruiting and moving and doing everything else, it's just seeing familiar faces, seeing people that you're comfortable with, seeing people that I think that's been one of the most rewarding parts of it all so far. In the initial month or whatever it's been so far, has been how comfortable it feels being back and knowing, some processes have changed obviously, and some things are different, and there are a lot of new faces as well. But, being able to walk around the varsity center and know, a good amount of the people that are there. Relationships are a huge part of everything for me and what I believe in and how I go about my business, and how we'll go about our business as a program, and being able to not have to start from scratch. I think that was a really exciting part of this, this job coming open was, I know who I'm working with. I know the people that I'm going to be around. I know a good amount of the people that are going to be around our program. And, that made it a lot easier to, jump at this and hit the ground running and be able to do everything that we want to do going forward.
So what is kind of the plan here? And I guess, I know Coach Schultz obviously did some good things here. And he obviously, I think he was, whether he admitted it or not, was frustrated with the ability to keep some players from the transfer portal, and did a really good job recruiting some players. And then every year you're seeing him go to Tennessee and all these places. What is your plan or goal? And obviously I think him leaving on his own to go be an assistant coach in the SEC just kind of shows how hard it is maybe to sustain success here at Boise State. Obviously you're up for the challenge. You took the job. But just from afar, how do you come in here and try to, change that? And do you understand probably what some of his frustrations were? And how do you look at the ability to sustain success here at Boise State?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing is the retaining players is one of the biggest challenges that you're going to face, I believe. And it's something that we faced it at Idaho State the last few years too. It's it's really challenging to keep good players, and so that's our job to make it a play. It's our job. It's the people around us. It's everybody's job to make it as hard as possible for people to want to leave. We got to make it a place that people feel comfortable. People feel they can reach to the highest of their highs. And so that's on us. We have to build the relationships. We have to give them everything they need. We have to, provide a culture, provide an experience that, makes them think, okay, I can be here for 5 years. And that's a whole nother thing to get used to. But, trying to give them, the feeling and the experience. And that comes with everything. That it's not just winning on the field. It's, providing a great experience off the field as well. And, connecting them to the community where they feel really connected to the people that are, a part of our program, a part of the area. Because then it becomes really hard to leave. I think when you feel the connection, when you feel the relationship piece of things, now something, when something else is pulling at you one way, maybe something else is pulling you stronger to stay. And that's our job, to create those relationships, to create those, networking opportunities for our student athletes, to put them in the best possible spot to have success, not just during their 4 to 5 years that they're playing, but when they're, ready to move on after they're done too. And so, that's something we have to hit the ground running. We got to be great at that right away. That's not something that we can, take time to build, because, then you lose players after a year, and that's not what we want. We want to be able to build, and we have a pretty, we have a younger team this year, which is good, because now we get to try to build those guys and keep those guys. And, we can be successful right from the start, and we need to be, so that, these guys want to stick around and be a part of what we're building here over these years, going forward here at Boise State.
Andrew Rich, our guest. Couple more final things here. New softball coach at Boise State. So I mentioned, I kind of joked, there's lights now. There's a really nice video board, a lot of improvements to Donna Larson Park, and you're now, sporting a Pac-12 logo on your chest as well. Just how different is this job now than when you were here the first time? How much have they upgraded? And what do you make of just the tools you have now and this program heading into a new era here in the Pac-12?
Yeah, I mean, the lights are huge. It's been a ton of fun. The past few years when we've come back and played over here, being able to see the lights and see the video board and see the differences in some things, that's been a ton of fun. I think lights are awesome. I love lights. I'll be the first to tell anybody that every place should have lights. So lots of things that have happened, and obviously attendance has been amazing the last few years. And we need to keep that rolling. It's great to see that, see the stands packed, see the hill packed. And that's on us to continue to bring good opponents in. And obviously, we have good opponents in the Pac-12 now too. So there's lots of opportunities for people to be excited to come out and watch and see some familiar teams that maybe they have seen, but then also some new teams. You got Oregon State and Texas State in the conference that people haven't seen in a while in softball. And, so to be able to bring those teams to the area and to have them and our fans be able to watch teams like that'll be awesome. But just, it's a great atmosphere there, and that's, I think, the biggest thing. It was already a great atmosphere, and then you add to it with the lights and with the video board, and you get fans a little more to look at and to be in awe of. And obviously with the lights, you can schedule games at different times and give yourself some more flexibility, which is nice, that we didn't have when I was there the last time. We were playing all our games at like 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock or something like that, and you're right in the middle of a work day, so making it hard for people to get there. And then everything's gotten it. When you tell a kid that you're, hey, you're going to get to compete for Pac-12 championships, that's big, especially in the softball world. No matter who it is competing for those championships, being in the Pac-12 is a big deal, and we're excited to put that logo on our chest and go represent, and continue to build on what's been done in the past in Pac-12 softball. And now, us and the rest of our conference get to kind of go write the next chapter in what Pac-12 softball looks like. And that's exciting. And that's something that, recruits are going to be really excited to hear and to hopefully, be a part of as we go forward.
And you didn't say it, but I will. You can have a cold one now there as well, so you can sit out there in the grass berm out there in the outfield and have a cold one or two on a Saturday afternoon or a Friday night. And I know the marketing team has done a really nice job with some of the promotions and things over the years as well. And they just do a really nice job, and it's a cool atmosphere. And I mean, the crowd support, man, even this year, I think they were setting records in terms of attendance and things. So I know that's awesome. That's a big thing as well. I guess final thing, I mean, I don't know if this had been happening, if maybe Coach Schultz had let Jeremiah know earlier before that came out. Maybe this was already in the works, but I mean, it was like a week or less. I mean, it was like a pretty quick thing from when they announced he was leaving to when you were hired. I mean, was this kind of a no-brainer for you? Was this a pretty quick process? I mean, I know salary has something to do with it, and some of these things are just like, yeah, it sounds good to me. But I mean, all of this went really quickly. And that must show how much Boise State wanted you, and I guess also how much you really wanted to be here.
Yeah, I mean, it was a whirlwind of a process. I mean, I think my initial phone call with JD happened driving on I-80. Me and my family were headed back to Fresno and going to see some family and hang out for a little while. And so a phone call in the middle of nowhere. Thankfully we had service the entire way during the phone call and didn't drop the call. And then a couple of days later, I think we had a Zoom meeting with everybody, and then it was done. 3 days, 4 days. It was incredibly quick, and it was awesome to see. I mean, like I said, I think I talked about earlier when I was meeting with people for the very first time and going through the process, it was familiar faces. It was people you were comfortable with, and I would like to think that they kind of felt the same way back, because I had the chance to talk to a lot of them the last time when I was around and get to know them, and them get to know me, and so it was more just kind of like catching up and seeing what happened over the last 5 years basically, and talking about what plans were and things like that. But I'm thankful that it went that fast, because we were able to keep the roster intact for the most part, and that's a big thing. And I was able to go out recruiting this summer, looking for players for our program and not for another program, which was good. We needed to be out there this summer and to be able to see everything. And but yeah, just a whirlwind of a process. It was fast. We were on the road the whole time it happened, and it was funny. I had all my old stuff packed up in my bags and ready to go out recruiting for that. And I said, hey, like I'm going to work at camp this weekend before I can ever get up to campus, and I need a hat, I need a couple shirts, I need a pair of shoes. Can we get that? And the next thing I know, there's a FedEx worker lugging a box across the grass at my in-laws, and here comes a big old box of stuff. And so it's been awesome from the very beginning. And just really excited to be back in the area and to be back and be able to put my stamp on this program. I was a small part of what Maggie was able to do in her run, and then Justin's done a great job continuing that, and now it's exciting to be able to put my stamp on it. And obviously I've got a couple of alumni on staff as well, which is awesome. And so it was awesome when I told those guys that hey, we got the job, we're going back. To see the reactions on their faces to be heading back was a moment that I won't forget. And it was fun to see how excited they are to go back, and what it means to them to be back as well.
Well, congratulations again, Coach. Appreciate your time this morning. Best of luck as you kind of can finish off the summer and get ready for fall, the fall program here, and looking forward to following the program and getting out to some games here soon, and hopefully we can catch up with you again soon as well. Congrats again, and thanks for joining us.
Awesome. Appreciate it, BJ. We'll see you out there for sure.
Sounds good. Take care. Andrew Rich, nice enough to join us. New head coach, Boise State softball, and hard not to get. I know folks really like Justin Schultz. We're disappointed that he left, but I think Andrew Rich is maybe the perfect guy to come in and try to continue the momentum that Boise State softball has built over the years. All right, hey, Signature Roofing online, mysignatureroofing.com. If you need a new roof or repair to a roof, an inspection, an estimate, all your roofing needs, hit up Signature Roofing online at mysignatureroofing.com, and they put on a new roof at our house and did a tremendous job with it. We're loving it. They can do the same for you at Signature Roofing, at mysignatureroofing.com. Element Fencing, elementfencing.com, 631-2790. They'll be sponsoring our defensive player of the game come football season, but 25 plus years in the fencing business, decks, pergolas, they can do it all, folks. And Brady, the owner, ready to help you personally build that perfect project from the ground up, whether it's a repair, whether it's a completely new fence. Element Fencing, 631-2790. Check them out online, elementfencing.com. And of course, Matt Bauscher, Bauscher Real Estate, number one ranked realtor in the Treasure Valley is Matt Bauscher and Bauscher Real Estate, 252-9877, BauscherRealEstate.com. We bought our home. We sold our home using Matt and his team, and there were things in that. I'm like, we're never going to get that, Matt. He's like, we got to ask for it. And sure enough, we got it. Same with our purchase, our sale. So he's a bulldog. He's going to fight for every dollar, and he's going to get you every credit he can. And he truly is the best. And I, working firsthand with Matt and his team, saw why he is so successful as a realtor. He puts that personal attention into every single sale. And I know there's a lot of realtors out there. You got friends, family members that are realtors, but Matt Bauscher and Bauscher Real Estate, you need to reach out to him, and he's ready to help you with your sale of your home, or if you're looking to buy a new home as well. Again, Matt Bauscher, BauscherRealEstate.com. And last call, the Horseshoe Collective basketball camps, July 18th and 19th, coming up. They're down at Boise State Saturday and Sunday. That's this week, Saturday and Sunday, horseshoecamps.com. If you want to sign your kid up for the basketball camp, you get to do what my son Naismith did at the last camp. They get a shirt, they get to hang out with all the basketball players and get personalized attention there. So horseshoecamps.com. Check it out. And it's a little more expensive than a typical camp, but there's also way less campers. There was only 30 or 40 campers in the first camp, so they keep it small. You get a lot of individualized personal attention. I mean, these are your coaches at the camp running the players through drills. And if you're wanting to support these players, the NIL money, they get a portion of each. However many kids show up directly impacts how much money these kids get from the camp. So if you want to help put some dollars into the pockets of some of your favorite, basketball players, that's one way you can do it, by the Horseshoe Collective Camp. And it's a memorable experience for your son or your daughter. Horseshoe Camp, I highly recommend it. And my son Naismith did it, and it was a really, really cool thing. And I highly recommend you guys doing session 2. And again, horseshoecamps.com is the place to go. It's July 18th and 19th this weekend. Last chance to sign up there at the Horseshoe Basketball Camp. Hey, quick plug for another night out west. We got Leon Rice coming up on Sunday. Leon Rice is going to join us Sunday night at 8 p.m. Mountain Time. You're not going to want to miss Coach Rice. We're going to have some other coaches on the next couple of weeks. I think Vance Wahlberg, the Fresno State coach, is going to join us. Ali Farouknamesh, Colorado State. Sundance Wicks, Wyoming. We cover the Pac-12. But we're still going to cover the Mountain West and the WCC as well every Sunday at 8 p.m., talking off-season college basketball. And we're interviewing some coaches here the next couple of weeks. Leon Rice joins us Sunday, 8 p.m. Don't miss it on the YouTube channel there of Another Night Out West. It will also simulcast on the here on the BNN YouTube channel as well. So looks like Vlad's in some arguments with folks there. Shocker, wanting to cancel a sport or something. Not sure what he's talking about on that. Love softball, but it's a tough business to be in. Those girls will transfer from a team after winning the Natty. Yeah, and I think Justin Schultz, softball, volleyball, a lot of these Olympic sports at Boise State. I mean, women's basketball has done a tremendous job hanging on to their talent. Women's basketball has kept almost everybody they wanted to keep over the last couple of years, and I believe volleyball's kept most of their players as well. But it's tough. The NIL money at there's a disparity on the men's side, certainly, but it's an even bigger disparity on the women's side. I mean, Texas Tech gave $1 million to a softball pitcher. Boise State might be able to offer a pitcher $10,000, $15,000. I don't know. I mean, it's not very much money. So there is a big disparity on the on the NIL side on the women's sports. And so I think Justin Schultz just had enough, worked his butt off to recruit players, and then they keep leaving for power conference schools, and he's like, I just can't do this anymore. And so we'll see if Andrew Rich has a new plan, but certainly you feel for some of those Olympic sports coaches because it's a tough deal at Boise State to try to continue to hang on to the top talent that comes in. So BroncoNationNews.com, our countdown again. Can Boise State live up to the preseason expectations that the analytics have put forth for them in 2 years of Spencer Danielson? They have done it once. And you can read that full article, all the numbers, some very interesting stuff about what Bill Connolly and SP Plus says about Boise State at BroncoNationNews.com. 50% off right now. You can subscribe. Join us. We're going to have the 3-hour live show next week. We're going to have pregame, postgame coverage on the road, Autzen Stadium for the season opener. We're going to have live shows down from Boise State practice all August for fall camp. We're going to have wall-to-wall coverage. You will not find more Boise State coverage of the football team in the 2026 season than right here. And especially when you throw in the recruiting coverage that you get and the analysis and the opinions and everything from our team, you want to get in now. 50% off for that full year at BroncoNationNews.com. Click the Join VIP in the upper right-hand corner. Support our efforts, and we would appreciate that. And again, when you subscribe, you get the whole 24/7 sports database of recruiting rankings and national coverage and national stories. So it's the perfect time right now before fall camp starts to jump on in. 50% off for that first year. And then when it renews at the full price next year, you get that Paramount Plus subscription as well. Really appreciate all of you that have renewed at the full price. Appreciate it. Hope you feel like it's worth it to you. You now get the Paramount Plus subscription. And if you need help linking or signing up for Paramount Plus for that free subscription, I have a post in the VIP message board. So if you are a VIP member, you can read the VIP message boards, and I pinned a post to the top of the page on how you can get that Paramount Plus subscription linked up as well. So you can do that, and it's easy and it's free if you're a full-time member. Now, you can get the 50% off, but if you'd rather just pay the full price and start that free Paramount Plus subscription right now, you can do that as well. And again, BroncoNationNews.com. And we're going to have wall-to-wall coverage of fall camp and football season. Can't wait. Almost here. And again, it starts a week from today, Wednesday the 22nd, 3-hour live show for media days. We'll be out there 12 to 3 next Wednesday. Looking forward to interviewing coaches, players, all that good stuff. So go subscribe. Check out BroncoNationNews.com. Check out all of our articles, recruiting stories, our countdown, all that good stuff. And as always, folks, support the sponsors. There would be no BNN. There would be no free shows, no live shows every day. You're watching this show for free. So how do you support BNN? You support our sponsors, and you tell them that it's because of them supporting Bronco Nation News that you want to support them and you want to support BNN, and that helps us continue to do this. So if Taco Bell, Jackson's, Lithia, all of our great sponsors are not seeing a return on their investment, they're not going to continue to sponsor BNN, and we're not going to be able to continue to do these shows for free. So please support the sponsors. Tell them you're supporting the sponsors because of you heard about it on BNN. That goes a long way, and we truly appreciate all of you guys that help keep this kind of unique business model going here with a free product on YouTube, thanks to our sponsors. So go subscribe, BroncoNationNews.com. Click that like button on the way out. Help us in the algorithm here on YouTube, and have a great rest of your day. Johnny Ballgame joins me at 9 a.m. tomorrow. We'll talk to you later. Bronco Nation News live, and we'll see you online in the message boards and when you subscribe at BroncoNationNews.com. Take care, everybody.